Coach, coming off a loss to Troy, obviously it didn't put up as many points as you wanted, but you're still able to get those yards, just not finishing the drives in the end zone. Still got more yards than Troy. What do you got to do to finish some of these drives and not settle for the field goals?
Yeah, I think first off, kind of this past week kind of came down to the turnovers, especially. I mean, anytime you have 4 turnovers, really inside the opponent's 40-yard line, we're doing a good job moving the football, getting the ball down to those opportunities, that area where we can score. And it just comes down to execution, making sure, on our end we're designing the best plays that we can when the space gets kind of, a little bit more condensed down the red zone. Make sure we're getting the ball to our playmakers who are able to make plays and able to win those one-on-ones that you're going to get down there. And then we changed up practice a little bit, how we did, how we go about it. Typically, we wait to install kind of the red zone plan until Wednesday. This week we got a little extra work today, so get a chance to rep those plays, just a couple more times, just so the guys, when they get down there, they just feel, that much more comfortable. So trying to make some adjustments to the way that we're practicing and kind of going about, game planning and installing throughout the week to make sure that we have success down there.
So you think it maybe more extra repetition for the red zone instead of like brand new, a whole bunch of new stuff this late in the season? It's more so just getting more comfortable with the plays?
Yeah, and that's one thing, I don't think just kind of our philosophy on offense, we're never going to necessarily just, going into a game you might have 2 or 3 kind of new plays per week. A lot of it is just kind of window dressing and finding the best ways to run your plays, and moving pieces around to make sure that the ball should be going to the guys that you want, it to go to down there, and finding the best matchups. So yeah, just a little bit more of that, and just putting an emphasis on the execution, finishing drives. I think we've gotten down there and we're on these 8-10 play drives, executing really well, and guys might be a little tired, and so kind of addressing that in the way that we practice, and being able to focus when we're tired and be able to execute and do their job, and because at the end of the day, you can move the ball all you want, you can have all the yards you want, but you win and lose the game by the amount of points you score. So we got to be better there, and so I think we've done a good job this week at addressing those things and trying to find solutions to some of those problems that we've had the past couple weeks.
The turnovers, specifically with TJ Finley, he's a Manning Award watch list player, so he's had some success, but he's had some turnovers creep up the last couple games. What's your assessment on that? Does he need to throw the ball away? Is it something he's seeing out there and he needs to see differently? Or what do you think needs to change?
No, I think, to be honest with you, for the most part, really all of his interceptions this year have been haven't been bad reads by him. It's been plays where maybe the defense covers up his first read, second read, or he gets pressure and the play kind of breaks down. So just working on his decision making in those moments is kind of the big thing that we've talked about. It being okay to play another down and live to play another day. And a couple of those interceptions have been on 1st and 10s. And so hey, if it's not there, throw it away, go tuck it and run, and we'll be okay in second down. We just can't turn the ball over in some critical situations. So that's something we're working through, and I think he's doing a great job. Just can't make critical errors like that, turning the ball over, whether it be fumbling or throwing picks. Those are the things that get you beat against good teams.
Just looking at that Troy defense, what made them such like a great defense? They were considered to be one of the top defenses in the conference, but as kind of we talked about, y'all got a lot of yards on them, just couldn't put it in the end zone. But what was your overall evaluation, like how good that defense was?
Yeah, hats off to those guys. There's a reason why, going into the game, they were only giving up 17 points a game, I think. They're really solid. They have a sound scheme. They play really hard. They tackle well in the open field. And, to our guys' credit, I thought going out there, I thought we executed probably the best against those guys, in the middle of the field, open field that anybody had, and had the most first downs, the most yards against that defense that they've given up all year. But they were just very opportunistic. When it was time to make a play and they needed to force a turnover, they needed to make a big play, they made it, and we didn't. And so that was kind of what it came down to.
And now, just looking at this Georgia Southern defense, just what are your overall thoughts about how just their scheme-wise and how they play?
I think it's going to be a great challenge. I think they play hard. They're aggressive. They they want to stop the run. You'll get a lot of man-to-man coverage, so we should have some, one-on-one opportunities out there. And so, we'll have a chance to see guys and opportunities to go make plays and see if we can win those one-on-ones. That maybe we didn't last week. So, I think they're a really good defense, really aggressive. They've gotten a lot of turnovers. So obviously, that's something that we've been stressing this week and working on is making sure our ball security is really good. Because that's kind of what the game comes down to: creating explosive plays and holding on to the ball and not turning it over.
They have a high-scoring offense as well, as and it's projected to be a high-scoring game this Saturday. Do you think it's a good time to reestablish this offense's identity as this high-powered, high-scoring team?
Yeah, I would love to do that and go out there and score a bunch of points. So, hopefully we can get after it and kind of get that confidence back that we had early in the year. And I think, I think our guys are going out there and they're working and, they still believe in each other. And that's why I told them this past week. I said, the guys that were sitting in this room, I said, I know it stinks that we only scored 13 points last week. And, everybody feels bad, but, it's the same group that scored 42 on Baylor. It's the same group that scored 77 on Jackson State and 50 on Southern Miss and 35 and a half on Nevada to come back and win. So, I said everybody in this room is fully capable and has done it before and showed it before. We just kind of, like you said, just reestablish and kind of get back to being who we are.
We heard GJ say that he was on scout team, trying to do his best impression of Davis Brin. How did he do? Did he look like Davis Brin, and does he still got it like he said he does?
Yeah, he still has it. He was dropping some dimes out there for sure. So everybody was pretty impressed. He still got a little something.
Does he look like Brin? Was he doing a good impression of Brin?
He might have been running around a little bit more. Coach Kenny's a pretty good athlete back in the day. So he's got a little Johnny Manziel to his game, scrambling around making plays.
This offense, as you were touching on, this offense is coming off a tough performance against that Troy defense, even though getting a lot of yards. Just how y'all get like a big bounce back performance against Georgia Southern?
I think one, being able to flush it and move on. The past is the past. We've learned from those mistakes. Like I said, we're kind of addressing some of the areas of kind of repeatedly started to show up. And just going out there and those guys playing confident, playing fast, and just having the confidence and the belief that hey, we're going to go out there, we're going to be the most physical unit, we're going to establish the run like we do every week. We're going to be able to go out there and make plays, and those guys just going out there and do it, and just playing free and playing confident, I think is the biggest thing that those guys need to do this week.
With the potential to get this 6th win at home, how important is it even though y'all say this week it's y'all start 1-0, how important is it to get this final 6th win at home?
I mean, it would definitely be really nice, but I do think, as much kind of coach speak as it is, I think that's the mindset that you have to have in this situation, and really in any situation. Because if you start looking at the big picture too much, and start worrying about bowl eligibility or conference championships or any of those kind of things, you lose sight on the little details that are going to get you there. So I think Coach Kenny obviously is doing a great job with the team. The kind of the messaging to the team being 1-0 this week, and everything about Georgia Southern and us getting better has been a huge emphasis. And kind of in every facet, the discipline and the ball security and the execution, all those kind of things. So just being focused on getting better, and if we do that and we're out there improving every day, we're going to look up and we're going to be where we want to be.
What's your favorite candy?
Favorite candy? The Nerds clusters.
It's a good choice.
Yeah, strong choice.
So you had a child. The first Halloween for them?
Yeah, first Halloween for my girl. Yeah.
Anything? Are you dressing her up or?
We had like a little staff trick or treat thing before the game. She dressed up like a little bunny rabbit. It was pretty cute.
There you go.
Yeah.
Any trick or treating or not?
No, tonight we'll be working. My wife's handling the trick or treat duty.